Hello, everybody. Today it's gonna be dumbbell rows. I raised it up 5 pounds from last week. I'm doing 100-pound for 5 sets. So we'll see what happens. Eight. Eight reps. Be back after a rest period. Okay, we're back for set number 2. That'll get your heart pumping. Okay, set number 3. So far it's been pretty good for a 5-pound increase over last week. Got a pair of 25s, a pair of 10s, a pair of 5s, and a pair of 2.5s, and a 15-pound dumbbell Olympic size bar. Here we go, number 3. I'll tell you more about myself in the next set that I do. Set number 4 coming up in a minute. I don't know if my head is cut off, so I'll just sit down a minute. So me personally, I started powerlifting probably when I was about 15 or 16. I did a little bit of competition, I think 3 different events, and I don't know, I guess I got frustrated because people they were all belonging to gyms and I was just a solo lifter, and getting the motivation to do it alone was really hard. So they used to be organized under the AAU back then, and they had different classifications that you could achieve by certain totals. So I ended up becoming a class 3 AAU powerlifter. It was 181 class back in those days. Like about what, almost 50 pounds ago. So once that started happening, the bug kind of bit me, and I've done it ever since. Not always steadily, but I try to stay at it as best I can. Which leads me to the next thing, that 50 pounds has been really aggravating me, so I have switched up my diet within the last 3 weeks. I probably lost about 5 pounds. I started out around 239. So hopefully I can stick with it for several weeks to try to get back down about 20 pounds or something without losing muscle. So I just noticed my blood pressure was starting to get high, and I figured it was time to do something about it. So I changed my diet, and I'm trying to drop weight to control that. So set number 4, here we go. I don't know if you can see down this far, but these Rogue snap collars, they work really good. I think they're about 40 bucks a pair or something like that, but I've used them for deadlifting and everything, and they never slip. They're just really good collar. Set 5 in a few minutes. So before I get into set 5, back to my powerlifting days. The one thing it gave me opportunity for was I ended up working with this young man that I played football with in high school. Well, it turned out he was into powerlifting on a championship level compared to what I could do. So because I knew him and he worked with me, he invited me to come and train with them at his friend's gym. This friend I'm referring to was like number 3 in the United States for powerlifting, and this was back in the days of Bill Kazmaier. And the day I went to the gym with those guys, it was quite an experience. These guys are squatting like 900 to 1,000 pounds with their workout weights. Blood coming out of the nose and you name it. I remember my friend would put his foot on his partner's abdomen and pull his lifting belt with all this might to get it as tight as possible around his midsection. But that was quite an opportunity to be able to do that. Something I had never expected. But unfortunately, my friend ended up blowing out the pectoral muscles as he was training for the nationals. So he never got to really make that name for himself, other than statewide and local companies. So I just did about 3 sets of my easy curls. I got 2 more to go. And in between sets I was playing back my video. And I discovered that set number 5 got cut off at the end. Not much of it. But I was trying to say that my friend competed at the championship level and ended up blowing out his pectorals, as I mentioned. And basically threw all his chances out the window to ever be able to compete at that level again. But I'm very grateful for having that opportunity to lift with those guys. I don't know whatever became of my friend's training partner. He was a police officer, actually. But anyway, the other thing I was pretty naive about back in the day was the usage of steroids. Me personally, I never ever will touch steroids. I've never used them in my life. And because I was so naive to it being a solo weightlifter, I didn't realize what was going on out there. So I always wondered how some of those guys got so strong compared to me that didn't even look anywhere near my size. But years later, the truth would come out to know the reasoning behind all that, which is really sad for me, because to me weightlifting is about what you can do with your natural body. It's not what you can do after you've enhanced yourself with something. That just totally negates the whole purpose of it in my eyes. And God gave you what you are, so use the best of what you can with your own abilities, and don't rely on artificial things to make you stronger. I don't know what reward there is in that. I would rather say, hey, I did it because I did it on my own without any enhancement to help me get through. As I've shared before, I had a serious motorcycle accident in my senior year of high school. It totally severed my left leg, and they were able to reattach it. So, I mean, stuff like that happens, and if it happens to you, if it happens to me, you gotta push your way through it. Don't hang your head and feel sorry for yourself. You just gotta keep moving ahead, moving strong, be the best that you can. So on that, I will conclude the second part of part 5. Hopefully this one didn't get cut off. And once again, God bless you. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, me being a personal trainer at one time, well, not at one time, I still am actually, but if you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll try to answer. Have a great day.